and they just pushed on through, and it worked out.
They made it.
So now the buys get a little bit awkward. There's still 2 Galils. Actually, there's 4 Galils in play, but 2 on each side. There's a rifle bot here by Smooth. And now the B site looking to get contested. There's Virginia Tech. They don't have too much to work with. Only another smoke and then a flash. So this is a full commitment on this B site.
Intense gonna smoke off long plat. He's actually getting a little aggressive here. I don't know if I like this, but he is gonna spot out Ellis, or at least his feet, and that's gonna be enough to dink him up and send these players reeling. This is a force buy, mind you. You need to make these Galils count wherever they decide to bring them, but they've segregated themselves to such a small part of the map.
Yeah, like I said, that one flash goes out. Where's the smoke gonna go? Ellis is the lit player who actually goes down. There it goes. Intense finds 2 kills. Has to reload. 35 bullets is not enough, I guess, but Frozen's gonna pick up a trade-off. And now these guys need to get their way into sight, but holding towards Rock, Corn actually goes for the huge fight. And now it's equalized out with the bomb down.
Frozen trying to take the fight into doors, spraying with the Galil. And his prayers will be answered with the headshot onto Am Smooth, but the retake gonna commence nonetheless. Fighter is committed, and he's hopping out. Corin right on the edge of the smoke will take him down, and Punchi nearly left to do the impossible. He finds the first with the UMP, trying to find one more, but Corin forces the issue, and teams trading rounds to start things off here on Cobblestone.
Yeah, this is definitely getting a little bit awkward. It's gonna be a really nasty reset, but wait, what? Oh, it's a buy round. Even though they bounce back, they have money to buy. But there's 2 FAMASs followed by a CZ on 1 player. So it's just a really awkward buy for Riverside. But look at the other side on Virginia Tech. They've got a MAC-10 and Galil. They understand that the SMGs could farm up, but there's 3 rifles here in play for UCR.
Yeah, they were able to survive with 3 players in the previous round and recover rifles onto them, meaning that this round you can see Flighter, Punchi, and Intense are all going to be able to reap the benefits of that, but low utility and only 1 kit to work with. They forewent the head armor, making these Galils and UMPs, even MAC-10s, very deadly. They can get up close here, so the advantage still lies in the hands of Virginia Tech, and it's going to be even more so as 2 players are going to make their way out long following a pick. And I think that they're hesitating on this commit. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, they're not actually using utility to clear out really anything. They just come and drop. They come up actually stairs, and look at this. Nice. Oh, I like that. I like that. He understands their head's a very squishy target. But Punchi able to find 1 kill. Out comes Ellis saying hello. Punchi all by himself will get pre-fired down, and that's an upgrade as well. But look at the money situation for UCR. It's pretty much a full-out save. They need to stay above 2K unless they want to go SMG or shotgun drop.
They could do that. One person could, but it's just not worth it if the rest of your team's not going to. And the thing to note here is that even though they've done this, they're not going to be able to afford any kind of AWP going into that first real gun round, let's call it, of this game, as Virginia Tech is going to go up 3-1 here. They have a stack of USPs. Let's see what they can do with these P shooters on this round.
Now, we've actually seen this once before in CSL. It was on Inferno. I don't know what school, but a 5 USP full-out save on the B site won the round against a fully equipped team. But look at this. Already starting out nice here for UCR. But Nice trying to capitalize, keep these guys at bay. Molotov to put it down, but he's actually not really doing too much by just throwing that Molotov. They're actually trying to
they're going to lose the race, too.
Oh, goodness. AK gets picked up. This is scary.
With it in OK Chris's hands, and actually have a player hiding backside. These players have made their way out. I doubt Ellis checks this. They are going to find the first one, but that Molotov's going to force that player out. Punchi forced to peek, and he's going to... OK Chris finds a pair with the AK, but finally going to go down to Nice, and inside Punchi finds one, leaving Corin by himself. He knows where the bomb is, and he'll take down the first player. Am Smooth now with just a USP. This is possible, but so unlikely. Given the scenario, I would hope Corin doesn't lose this. In all seriousness, I mean, this shouldn't even be this close.
This should not. Like I said, 5 USPs, and Am Smooth gonna make his way from fence. It's an idea, but will he check the right side or will he go for the gun? It's so teasing, and no, he won't check it.
Hardly anybody checks that spot.
It's like you see a gun, right? Do you go for it? Do you think he's deep sight? Do you even check right? Or do you go for the gun? He goes for the gun, he's dead. And the bait
Yeah.
from Corrin, right? Essentially.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that was his intention when he first selected that spot, but it certainly did once it became apparent that this
Yeah.
player was going to need to try to get some kind of weaponry advantage here. And now, as I said, Remnant's going to be able to go onto the AWP, and he's not going to be rivaled on the CT side, so he should have freedom to try to open things up here for Virginia Tech. We'll see what they do with any kind of openings that he's able to create. He's oriented himself towards the A site right now. Or rather, no, he's holding plat, but he will not be contested as there is a player. I think you're playing in the Olaf corner there.
Yep, intense. Or fallen or Olaf. I don't know what you call that anymore. I guess in
I just
present
call
times,
it Cubby. I don't know.
I call it fallen now. Because that's probably the most
I pick a
recent player.
I pick a Swedish Counter-Strike player and I name corners after it.
Because Ellis trying to gain control, pop flash, and Flighter's actually blind, and he will win that fight. And forced to back off is Punchi. Now there's a lot of space being created. Look at that. Virginia Tech actually back up, and Intense actually goes aggressive towards Long Beach, picks up a kill on Remnant. That's the op denied by Virginia Tech. Look how boxed in actually UCR is. They understand they've got no control connector. Look at Punchi. If he gets his kill, it's so huge. Now they have to deal with this player towards the alternate. The post plans aren't even going to be that healthy. Corn's going to pick up another kill, but it's equalized out, Zach.
They do have a player in lower mid. He's going to be the catalyst of this as Corrin's actually forced the issue in connector, and that's going to cause problems for Chris rotating through. I don't know what's going on here for these guys, but it looks like Chris is just really trying to slow this down. Corrin on the reload. Chris going to try to take his chance now. Sprays in the corner. Not going to be able to find it just yet. Two players making their way up ramp in the meantime. This is actually working from Chris because it's delaying one player, and Intense not going to matter. Frozen and Nice find a couple of kills to give Virginia Tech a 5-1 lead. Unable to recover the AWP, but they could just very easily drop another one for Remnant. As I said, if UCR doesn't get a single player here saving all the way so they can get that AWP, Remnant's going to be allowed to run rampant on this T side.
Yeah, I think the reason why they lost the round is because even though it was equalized out 3-3, they didn't have utility on the CT side to really take it back. Like they had to straight up fight these guys, and Virginia Tech making the right move, still establishing control connector, just stopped it then and there. Now UCR forced on the Nico. Fast play was essentially gonna happen, but Ellis and Nice stopped two aggressive players. And D-Lord Nice is actually gonna find this kill to Punchi so fast, but they only managed to find Frozen.
That's not going to be enough, I don't think, for them here as two players remain. They are separated. The bombs made it all the way out into the B site, and I believe contact has been made with the pizza player. He's now going to try to flank up lane. This could work. This is actually some good timing from Smooth, but he is smoked off in the meantime. Trying to find something. He has a P250 and no longer has it.
And Chris should be able to pick up a gun here if he's quick to it, and he will deny one player. Now that's actually very risky of Ellis to do. He does understand they're on an eco, but CZs, man, we stressed about this the first game as well. It's definitely scary to deal with.
He didn't need to be hunting that really, as it was a pistoling player, and their money is pretty good on some players, but Ellis is not one of them. So he's going to be forcing his teammates to drop him into this coming round, and I don't know. Chris has found one more. Corrin really wants to make sure he's not saving this, and he's going to make sure that happens, but cost them two more rifles to do it. So UCR is actually not doing too bad in all things considered. As they're doing, I don't know, say they're doing better on their ecos, which is, I mean, it's good, but come on, this is your gun round. I mean, and then they're committed. Like they have to win this one. They're flat out of money. Double op setup.
Yeah, Smooth looking for his first kill. He's sitting on 007s right now and not looking good. It's a 2-1-2 setup, it looks like, and Smooth is actually going to be opting for Rock, supporting Intense there. And we didn't really see the op shine from Remnant. He did get denied that and continued to rifle. Look at this default. Bomb sitting outside D-Lore as these guys try to creep their way and gain control. Ellis on the long alternate side and followed by the B plat. Smooth is going to actually deny Nice.
Ellis finding one as well as Remnant, now unfolding into an advantage for Virginia Tech once again. And UCR are not going to be quick to adapt, I don't think. They have a player flanking in behind them, but that player's also being flanked and pinched at the same time. This is going to get really awkward here as Punchi finds the bomb. Remnant also chiming in the meantime, and he finds one more. Now Punchi, a good, well-timed flank here, but so much to do, and he's being collapsed on from all angles.
If I was him, like, I would not give them the time to establish like a peak on this on him. I'd attack one side and gain control. But already starting this out, he finds one kill on Remnant. That's already a great start. And oh, Frozen picks up the bomb, but he's ready for it. And now that will make it 7 rounds here for Virginia Tech. This is starting to bleed.
I don't know how we haven't seen attack. Yeah, we gotta see attack at some point here. Talk about what's going on. Figure it out, because it's getting to the point now where, I mean, and let's, okay, this is what I also kind of like. I always eat my words on this one. They selected CT side, so it's like they signed up for this.
Yeah, it's like a Toronto moment, right? Even though they're top 10, mind you, Toronto. It's like you choose a side, but why isn't it working?
I'm not really sure. Again, they're having so much success on these quasi buys and their force buys. So the fact that they have everything that they need to win in their recipe last round, they're just not making anything out of it.
Oh, Intense already starting off. Gets another tank as Chris actually did all that damage. The bomb's still on default. They don't have the information on where the bomb may be. And so far, Virginia Tech, their default is literally attack both sides at the same time. This time, it has not worked towards the B side. And I can remember it was actually Remnant and Nice who were attacking the previous round on B. And a rifle was...
Actually, no. You know what he did? He threw the AK up to his teammate.
Oh,
he was like, "You have armor, take this AK, I'm gonna die." And then he should have kept it. I can't believe that that's how it's gonna go down here. Again, UCR, they have these great looks. They're reminding me of what NCSU was showing us earlier, but Virginia Tech just sticking together. Finally, we're seeing somebody on their cobblestone play as a group. If they're going anywhere, you notice that they're going in pairs, even if they are splitting up. They're able to work off each other that way so that they don't get too far behind.
It's like some old school envious stuff.
The one
that's different. That's MPK and like what am I thinking of? Oh my god.
Apex
going opposite ends, but they're like one-man teams though, literally.
Yeah, I mean, well, we saw that actually when we saw UCR last. We saw Punchi, we saw Intense just go to either side of the map and open things up. But
oh yes, that's right.
Yeah, they need more than that here. They need some solid communication. They need to figure out where they're bleeding the most. They need to pop that med kit. I don't know.
This drop control being established. Chris popped the squat, then decided not to, and he will lose that fight. Intense is gonna catch a wild Nice as Remnant picks up Smooth. And now B-side looking open. The only anchored player is Intense, who did make contact. But the op's still up here for Punchi. It's still doable, but look at all that utility here, not used by Virginia Tech.
He's on rock. Getting dinked up is going to be one, but it will not be enough. Once again, these guys should be saving here for sure. An attack pause should be coming out. There's nothing that's going to be allowing them back into this round at this point. The door's smoked off. Ellis has dropped control, but Punchi, I should just stop talking. Really,
that was a nice
every time
kill.
I say something, like, it was nice, but like, why are you committing on this?
They need to get another fast pick to really win this round. And it might just be doable, but no, they line up. No, oh my god, Flounder actually gets a kill. Can he pull this off? But no. The op from Frozen, sitting up on plat. We talked about the power position of that. It's almost unstoppable sometimes. Mind you, he had 15 health. And look, you call the pause, and there it is. Virginia Tech have stolen 8 rounds on the T side already.
Chris is getting fought and dropped by himself every single round, and it's crazy to me because like for a while there he had the most damage on his team. Now Punchi's kind of taking that over with all of his damage. He's leading the server currently, which is if you consider that's interesting. They're losing 9-1, but Punchi is leading the server in damage by at least a good 100, at least a kill right now. So I mean,
Flatter's got double kills of Smooth.
Yeah,
and 4 more points of ADR than Smooth's got 4 more points of ADR than him.
They're doing like UCR is doing so much, but they're not capitalizing on it. And like I said, it's reminding me of NCSU because they're getting so many good looks at these rounds. They're getting a good chance to do something with it. They're not capitalizing. They're not finishing out strong. They're still taking the solo fights. Chris is getting overwhelmed and drop nearly every B execute here, and nothing's being done about it to change how they're playing drop.
Look at this, Ellis. No flash this time, and that would be the mistake as Flighter was actually on an open angle, and that's a great start. Nice is gonna go down for free as well. A nade to actually send Flighter down to 21 HP. Look at this. This is indeed an advantage. You talked about this before, but do they just lose this 3v5? Like, I feel like that's gonna happen if this is the same pace from the previous rounds before the pause. That's gonna happen.
Definitely is a possibility. Remnant and Corins working together. Frozen's separated from them. This is the... I mean, this has got to be the round that they win. If they don't win this one, this game's done. Oh, they even have Punchi boosted up here. So they have, like, look, they have every setup that they could ask for right now.
Yeah, as long as Intense can hold on and Smooth can kind of bait out and not die early, this will work out towards the B site. Mind you, 30 seconds. That bomb needs to get picked up. It should be a full commitment towards B, and flashbang to keep them at bay. Corrin's completely blinded. Followed by Remnant with the op, trying to close these angles out. The smoke in lane, but still no action done.
I think they mullied this corner too, as Intense is going to find the first one. Frozen's going to be the first to chime in, and the only to chime in, as Flighter on the flank is going to finally solidify a second round for UCR.
Yeah, this
has been a long time coming. They've done, like I said, they've done so much damage. Like, if you look at the damage chart, their line isn't that far off of the mean line for Virginia Tech here, but I mean, given how the rounds are working out, it's like you would think that they should have been able to do more with this by now. Hopefully they're able to keep this AWP, and they're choosing to put it in Smooth's hands. Maybe just try to get him going.
Oh, but mind you, 5 AKs, family of 5, up towards middle, and in they go towards A site, and holding this off. Flashes come out. Flighter towards alternate, his teammate close towards danger. Chris in balcony. There's not a single player, but out he jumps, and he's gonna go down to Frozen. Flighter's actually gonna find a kill down to 19 HP. He's still got a teammate close by who's fighting a player towards the middle. Pucci's gonna pick up that kill. And UCR, they're doing work, but now it's equalized out. Out comes Intense, and what is going on? It's the advantage now for UCR.
Punchi is going to close things out just like that. They fell one by one. UCR with a solid A-site retake. They're finally getting things together. This is looking almost exactly like the game we watched earlier.
Okay, I see the kryptonite here for Virginia Tech. They're like, okay, let's run A-site and then let's stop for a second, then throw stuff when we're in there. That's what happened. We're at the doorstep.
Oh, yeah.
They're up the ramp, and then they didn't throw it while running. They actually stopped to the ledge and then start getting picked off. You know, that belt. Actually, no, they ran into sight, actually. That's when the first contact happened. And, oh, God, this is so interesting. UCR, yeah. They need to keep biting back.
They actually do, for sure.
Oh my god, that nade does so much damage. Corrin does 9 HP. Out they go, and the op finds a double kill. Virginia Tech, 2 players go down, but they actually fight back with 2 more kills of their own. And that's a 3rd kill picked up here. Ellis with a 2-piece. And Punchi and Flighter forced to retake this 2v3 as the bomb goes down.
Yeah, this is not looking too hot for UCR. A great first shot there from Smooth, but Chris and Intense, they had to get at least one of those kills, and they didn't. They fell for free, and Flighter now, they need to hit more shots like that as he's going to open things up onto Nice. This retake now being made possible. It seems like Remnant has an idea that Punchi's going to be on the flank, and he's facing it, but Punchi ready for him. Ellis now by Rock, needing to turn this into 2 1v1. Sprays on the first. He's actually going to take down Flighter instead, and Punchi on the bomb with the smoke. Ellis has to peek this, yep. He has time to.
Nice play by Punchi. The past few rounds, actually. A huge play by this man. And
oh, yeah.
Definitely.
He's definitely the early MVP of this one. Like, if you just... His stats are just looking so good. He's been such a huge factor in UCR's attempts at least at getting some rounds here during that 8-round route that Virginia Tech was running once upon a time in this half, and all of a sudden UCR has a chance to grab a couple more rounds out of this potentially and make things interesting heading into the second half.
Yeah, double op still in play for UCR, but look, an SMG, Galil, and the Stampede towards drop, actually. Chris is going to drop the Incendiary, but a little late, but he will pick up the kill with his gun. He's going to spot the player towards Connect, and that's going to be Nice, who wants to capitalize. He does so much damage, and he will actually finalize the kill into Chris. This is definitely scary, as there's only 2 players here to hold off this B site.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god!
Timing. Nice going huge there from Connector with that UMP getting so much work done. Potentially the reason that his team is going to have a good chance at winning this round, forcing up with everything that they had. Virginia Tech looking to get into that double-digit range.
Screw the 4 rifles. The UMP did all the work. Now Punchi and Flighter. This is so awkward. Like they and look at that. That's gotta send the op back. He doesn't need to go in here. Gets the no scope. That's good, but Remnant gets denied. Do you go for this 1v2? Yes, you do.
He sure does.
This is the second last round of the first half, and easy peak for Frozen. And look at the money. It's SMGs, upgraded pistols. Smooth's gonna be able to drop a rifle, maybe UMP as well, but this is scary. An op was bought. That is so risky. Especially with Smooth having 4 kills right now. On the 15th round.
I don't know. And now just like that, you know, UCR being completely sent onto pots and pans for this round, as Smooth going to be on the AWP. He had a couple of important shots with it, but really he's been a non-factor in this game thus far, and UCR needs to find a way to get him going. You need a whole team effort here. If you look at the frag spread across both teams, it's a lot more even on Virginia Tech. They're sharing the responsibility. Everybody's having a big round here and there, and Flighter tries to catch them off, but will not be able to, as Frozen once again is ready for it. He's very good in those situations, it seems.
Holding off for his teammate. And look, Punchi will find some luck. No one to hold Corin's hand, but Frozen able to hold Ellis's hand towards alternate. And that will actually let them gain control towards that. And they're going to deal with Punchi. Quick succession, and his op from Smooth needs to find these players.
Chris still holding drop as his teammates are being overwhelmed towards the A site. Remnant is finding one. And then, yeah, again. He knows too. I was hoping he was going to spam the door, get a full-on VAT clip.
I feel like he's going to get grenaded.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much he's going to do here. This one's going to be an 11-4 half, and Virginia Tech looking... Oh, maybe not.
This is definitely doable. These players are in close positions. He has to clear them out with the op. It's a... Oh, my goodness. Frozen.
Yeah.
We'll deny that. And look at the stats here for Virginia Tech. They're very unison. Look at the frag spread out.
They're looking good. Like I said, they're looking very good right now as far as...
Remnants is missing 1 kill. You can say, like, you know, 15, 14, 15, 12,
it's almost
11,
a straight.
But Frozen's died only 6 times.
Yeah, it's interesting how I mean, he's been a part of a lot of the retakes, if you notice, and Frozen for them has been kind of that player to shut down. It seems like every single time that UCR might have a bit of an edge, maybe on a flank, maybe on trying to catch somebody out, like Frozen is ready for it. So it's solid to have him in the lineup doing that and performing at the level that he's doing. Remnant, you know, hasn't exactly been a huge factor, but the kills that he is hitting are very, very nice. I mean, he's been getting that op going towards the end of the half, and Nice doing a ton of work in the tough areas. He's going to the dirty areas, he's getting rewarded for it, heading down drop, jumping out window, and finding these kills with the UMP in that second last round of the half. That's the reason that Virginia Tech probably shouldn't have any reason to lose this game at this point.
Yeah, now such an important pistol for Riverside, and they did lose the first one. Will they lose the second one? They've got 4 Kevlars, 2 decoys, a smoke, 2 flashes, and looks like a commitment towards B.
They're in to drop already. Ellis is going to trade off with Chris. Frozen again going big. And Flighter now chiming in with his own Glock. And UCR now has a 3-on-2. Make that a 1-on-2 now for Virginia Tech, as Nice going to finally get into the site. But is it going to be enough? These players are making their way back towards the A site. They're just going to try to beat him there. And I'm not sure. Okay, maybe they're second guessing this. They're taking their time, which is good. Flighter should probably be making sure that he's flying out somewhere first, and they should be trying to stick together.
But do they fool Nice? Nice is essentially, guys, you're in a 1v3 situation. He's got all the health he needs. He's got armor. If he can find these engagements kind of long range, that USP will do all the work for him. But look at this. UCR. Flighter and Punchi just trickling their way into the site. Flighter's gonna be first contact, but oh my god! This is so doable. Just another headshot like that, and this could literally smell death here for UCR.
He just got smoked. Like, just didn't even have a chance. Nice with an amazing shot once again. A huge factor. Making so much noise now. Punchi actually catches him out, but Nice is going to back up and survive. Things are going to get a little close for comfort now, as Punchi needs to commit to this site. Doesn't have time to run away. He's going to fake the plant. He's swinging wide, and Nice will find the kill. 1v3 clutching up, and a Virginia Tech 12-4.
That is got to be demoralizing. A 1v1, almost essentially deciding whether you'll live or not throughout this, and Riverside just need to press on now. They're on the T side. They've got, they're forcing up. Yes, if they can make this work, they've got, they'll have some room. But this is definitely scary.
Nade into mid, and oh my gosh, Virginia Tech finding 3.
Oh my god, that was a huge pincer. Those grenades coming out, they both peek out together with chemistry. Now Chris able to find a kill, and Tense is gonna find another one as well, but they're still at a disadvantage. And mind you, Tense is all by himself in a 1v3 against 3 armored up players with SMGs.
Frozen holding down the A site. They have located the final player. Intense has shown himself, so they are just going to sit on the bomb, knowing that it can only come from one of 2 directions here. It's still making noise towards that balcony. Does have a UMP to work with. It is matched, though. Corin sees him indoors, spraying with the UMP. Not going to be pretty, but will be enough. Virginia Tech now on to 13 rounds. They have completely run away with this game. UCR has been stomped out, and I mean, they have to save here too, which is even worse.
Yeah, like, that puts it at 14-4. Oh man, this is just brutal. Rifles picked up for Corin. Like, the momentum is not going to be there. Look at this grenade. Oh, it's going to fail. Never mind. It would have been so good, actually, if that nade went through. Look at this. Out towards drop into a trap. And only Ellis to go down.
Frozen's just padding his stats.
Yeah, exactly.
This is it right here.
This
it's
is
do or die for the rest of the game. You're going to have to, if you don't plan on going to overtime, you're going to have to win at this point. You're going to have to win 12 consecutive rounds for UCR. I mean, yeah, like I said, this one's over before it started as far as UCR goes, and this is really unfortunate for them too, because they were the team that was undefeated coming into this.
Yeah, and this is looking a little rough, and a default. That smoke actually failed.
How does? Yeah, I don't think he was standing in the right spot.
No, he wasn't. It's got to be the pressure that's kicking in too, right? These guys are probably shaking right now.
Shaking in their boots. Like, they're going to go for the boost here on Virginia Tech side. This is a powerful boost if you can get it off before they get up towards you. Nice now basically has that lower door locked down. Too many angles to clear without any kind of flashbang support or any kind of full execute into mid. That boost, a lot of people call it God spot because you kind of rain down from above. It's just, it's going to be it's going to be too hard to clear. Virginia Tech now sitting on the setup of choice, and they've actually rotated Remnant over here to play close, and I think his job is just going to be to scout things out and try to go for some kind of damage information. UCR playing very, very carefully, going ever so slowly back out of the A site.
Palms are sweaty. But are they gonna serve spaghetti, man? Like, I'm scared here. UCR, the clock is running down. They've got 4 players committed towards middle, but they have to deal with Nice. He's gonna drop the judgment on them. Pop Flash comes out. He finds 1, 2, and looking for the third. He won't get it. Punchy's gonna deny that. Corn close up towards fence. Should deny this player as well. Smooth goes down. And Punchy and Intense need to capitalize. They're trying to find this trade-off, and they will get it. There's still so much more work to do. Punchy in a 1v3. He's no cover at all. And that will seal match point.
Absolutely will. And I mean, yeah, this has got to be all but over. Virginia Tech is going to probably take this round right here too, because if you look at the bye coming out from UCR, it's going to be fast. It's going to be towards one of the sites, and they are disadvantaged. Ellis and Nice going to double op it so that they can try to end this in style.
Oh boy, they're not going to do what Alloy does, though. No,
I don't think so.
Like that.
I don't think they're going to be. I don't think anything special is going to happen here. It's just going to be a couple flashes out towards long B, and they're going to go for the pug play, heading out towards long, and they will find a couple of kills to open, or they won't actually. That's a team frag.
Kills on themselves. They've outplayed themselves. Punchy pushing out towards lane, finds a crucial kill, but gets actually traded up by Corn. Now, Nice and Corn, as Corn actually doing all the work, and he will not capitalize, and there she goes. 16-4.
All she wrote.
My God.
Wow. I mean, I don't know. I don't really know what to say for UCR. I did mention in the weekly article that this game was going to be their test. This game was going to be like, okay, these guys are 5-0 now in the spring. Are they the real deal, or just have they not had their test yet? And I think they didn't pass this test. I don't think they did.
Yeah, I feel like they definitely had an easier spring. They definitely had a hard fall. No pun intended there, but they'll find their first loss. But it doesn't exactly matter. I'm actually going to take a quick peek of where they stand after taking this loss. They're sitting pretty.
Have a huge round differential. Like, this was their first loss of the season, and they also hadn't dropped 10 or even 10 rounds in any other losses, or any other wins rather. So they're right up there. I mean, I think they're one spot below 5N, and there's all the teams above them. There's still teams that can push them out of there by winning out their last game or two. They're here, whoever still has to play those 2 games rather. So they could still make playoffs, but after this showing, I would seriously consider it lucky to draw them in the first round if they're not able to clean things up. This is not characteristic of what we saw in the past from them. And I don't know if they can't. Virginia Tech is considered a top team, I'd say, as far as the whole league standards go. But they're not a top team in the sense that, like, if this is what Virginia Tech can do to them, I don't even want to know what like a UBC or like an RMU could do to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. And 16-4 though, like,
yeah,
they only got 4 rounds on the CT side. I guess they made the right call
there.
They
picked it.
Yeah, but
why'd you do that?
I mean, obviously, like you said,
T side. Their T side wasn't good though either. They didn't have very much. They didn't have a very big chance to show what they could do. But as far as like their tactics go, they just kind of went slow to one place. Didn't gain any information. Didn't try to do damage towards players. It's just like they went slow to one spot. If they decided they didn't want to commit to it, they would go back to the other site. There wasn't too much depth to it, and I think that allowed a lot of room for Virginia Tech solo plays to work. Nice going huge in that game. Definitely my MVP for that side. And you got to be a little more adaptive than that.
Like, going back to that round that really mattered, the last gun round, they slow played A. Already started off with the smoke being missed. Like, the pressure's there. I definitely understand that, but the momentum was rockety, right? It's Virginia Tech combined 7 clutch rounds. Individual 1vx's. Nice with 4 clutches. Mind you, Punchy's got 1 on the UCR side, but like, we saw the gap. He dropped 22 frags. The next person below him is Chris with 12. That's 10 frags difference. and you
It
gotta
was the
think.
Punchy show, but like at the same time, that show wasn't very long and it wasn't very good.
Yeah, and Virginia Tech though, I'd like to see them. Hopefully, Remnant can keep playing. Mind you, he didn't do anything crazy. He got a 3K. He's still fragged out. But the thing to actually really note here in their first half was that Remnant and Ellis is a dynamic duo. Sent out
Yeah.
long B, get some work done. Then you've got Ellis and I believe it was Frozen. Yeah, they were sent along. Alternate, get some work done. Corn, he's got the bomb and he's got the op.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like they had that bomb either on the back of Corn or sitting in D-Lore. And they just did the same thing every time. Sometimes they
Mhm.
did like fast plays, but most of the time they played a default, which worked out pretty nice against UCR.
Yeah, so I mean, like I said, they had a huge amount of roster changes. Like just looking at their roster on CEVO, there's like at least 15, 13, 14 people. So a huge change in their roster, but it's still not going to be enough today.
Yeah. So real quick, on the UCR side, who's your? Oh, I mean, it's obviously Punchi. I don't really have to really say much. Punchi's
Yeah,
obviously the MVP on that side.
there's not too much to say about it because Funchi was like the main reason they were in most of their rounds.
And then Virginia Tech, who's your pick there?
Got to be Nice.
Yes,
Didn't do
indeed.
the most damage per se. I mean, Frozen probably was had more damage, better stats, but the kills that Nice had were just so important. Like they were so much damage that they were doing, and the position that was being gained was immense. So um, that one connector play with the UMP was insane. The timing that to peak that offer,
Oh my
yeah,
God, that he just
yeah,
tickled his head and kept going.
yeah, the fact that he's able to get down drop with the first trade, get out connector, and cause some trouble for that rotator, while at the same time having the presence of mind to turn and help his teammates get into the site. Like that round could have been over before it started if that op was able to get a pick, but Nice was the reason it was neutralized almost immediately. And yeah, that it goes to show what Nice can do for the team. But at the same time, Virginia Tech, maybe not with one MVP because of how much of a team effort it was compared to what we saw on the other side of things.
Yeah, I hope like UCR don't like play this game down like, oh, like crap, like we sucked. They had 5 USPs and turned it into a 1v1 for God's sakes, and it just played against them because Corn, big brain, like he just went cannon, and there's a gun right there, and then I forgot who the last player was. I believe it was Intense. I'm not sure, but
Yeah.
picking up that FAMAS would have been like the best idea ever because, well, then again, you don't know where the player is. That 1v1 was so crucial. They had 5 USP guys, UCR, almost, made me say like you hate to see it. Like,
You do
but
hate to see it. You can
I,
you can say it.
oh my God, I hate seeing
You
those
hope
things.
that they go back to the drawing board. You hope that they watch this one and they kind of
Yeah,
realize what went wrong because going towards the playoffs, like teams are going to pay attention to that. They're going to be like,
yeah,
okay, well,
that's the thing that I want to get at.
these guys are, oh wow, they had a horrible cobblestone. Well, we have a pretty good cobblestone. We won't veto it then, and that kind of puts you already at a disadvantage.
Yeah, UCR's got, I guess, eco potential, or let's say Virginia Tech's got an anti-eco weakness. It's one of those things, and Punchi though he had a huge impact. But with that being said, going into playoffs, guys, all these teams, the top 32, are going to be paying attention to some of these things. Or more or less, if you're a top 10 team, you should be paying attention to some of these things. You might be placed against all these teams, and I mean other teams who have weaknesses and strengths in different areas. And looking out for your opponents is definitely key as we head into playoffs. And with that being said, though, the schedule. The playoff break is going to happen for next week, but we will continue on March 12th, the Monday. And with the regular times, guys, 4 p.m. PT and 7 p.m. PT, 2 matches. I'm actually not sure if they're best of threes. I actually just don't know. It could be. I don't know the exact form. Yeah, they're best of threes each match. So full of action, guys. Playoffs is going to be insane. Will we see 2-0 styles? Will we see 2-1 bounce backs?
It's gonna get really like it's gonna depend a lot on the draws that teams get. But
And
again, yeah,
yeah, and people are going to look back to stats, and it's going to be a veto system. Standard veto system, MR15, etc.
Yeah.
With oh man, best of threes. I actually
Yeah,
cannot
I
wait.
like best of threes because it shows which teams have the mental fortitude to get through an entire series. Sometimes you have one bad game, and you might be able to, like, the good teams are going to be able to bounce back from that, but other teams are just going to crumble under the pressure, and it's going to be like a one team show the whole time through.
Yeah. So guys, it was a stomp today, but both these teams are definitely gonna make it into playoffs as top 32 in the rankings will proceed to playoffs in 2 weeks. But let us know what you guys think. Feel free to tweet at us at our personal Twitters. My name is True Lie. My Twitter's at TDL True, and of course, Mr. Zach McGinnis. Feel free to tweet at us as these, like, Zach's got a lot of work. He's gonna analyze all these stats with Mahone,
Yep.
and they're gonna have to come up with the power rankings and see. I don't even know that the top 10 right now is like, it's so nerve wracking. Like, I
Yeah,
see, like,
it's close. I'm gonna be pissing somebody off no matter where I
yeah,
put
no matter what you do,
everybody.
because it's kind of a huge toss up. I think GBC will
I'll tell
get
you.
put
I'll
to the
tell you
test for
what.
sure.
I'll tell you
CUNY
one
Baruch
thing.
as well.
Yeah, UCF's going to be in there this time. I don't know. I didn't know if they had it in them, but they caught fire at the right time. They had like a pretty lackluster fall from what they did, and at that point when that power rankings was being developed, they were 3-0 at the time. But what are you supposed to do? Looking at them now, they're a team that almost everybody's hoping they don't draw in the first round.
Yeah, it's gonna be an intense matchup. So just to reiterate, guys, the schedule will be getting back on the 12th of March with Mondays and Wednesdays best of threes each time slot, 4 p.m. PT, 7 p.m. PT, and of course, any schools that are watching out there, feel free to, contact Mr. Cheesehead Logic, our producer, and get those time slots in and show us what you got here for CSL as the playoffs. They've got to be intense. I would hate to see 16 lower single digit wins, so like 16-5, 16 whatever, and 2-0 sweeps, right? You don't want to see that. We definitely want to see third maps, etc.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to see stomps going into playoffs. I really don't. I want to see close games. I'd like to see as many third maps as possible in those best of threes, and I want to see teams actually bring in some kind of strategy and preparation. I don't want to see what we saw tonight in the first game, and we saw it to a degree from one side in the second game. It just looks like Virginia Tech was much more coordinated. They're ready to trade, and I mean, I'm hoping that teams really, really do take this seriously, because it does matter. Like, this is going to matter going into next season. It's going to matter for this season. There's still a lot of money up for grabs and a lot of bragging rights. So
Yeah, and speaking of money, guys, top 16 after playoffs get paid, but first place for grand finals, of course, gets $10,000 in scholarships, and second place will follow by 6,000, and third and fourth will fall by 3,000 as well. And then fifth and eighth will get 1K. Then ninth to the 16th, like I said, top 16 get paid. Will get 500 from the 9th to the 16th, and a lot is on the line. If these guys prepare, I know you guys gotta think, like, going back. I don't really talk about this all the time when we do these casts, but this is the collegiate level. All these guys got exams. All these guys got
Yep.
lives as well. They've got to balance all these things, and now they're getting into the money. It is so important now. Playoffs are pretty much over. All the work is done, but now it's double time. These guys need to put in the work. Assess their opponents and really counter strat or anti-strat. All those things.
If I see counter stratting, I'm going to be like very, very happy, because that's something that I think a lot of teams kind of forego. And in the current nature of how a lot of teams play, I understand why it's not really a viable strategy to try to counter strat somebody who goes 5 out wide to a site, and that's the depth of their strategy. So, but at the same time, I don't know, imagine like a school like Boulder, they're going to have a ton of strategies. Imagine a school like UCF, they're going to have a ton of strategies. They're going to have these things developed. They practice on a weekly basis. I know it. And it's when you get those kind of matchups, that's where things are going to get really interesting. It's going to be a battle. It's going to be more like chess instead of checkers.
Yeah, like, even going back to the previous years of CSL, guys, like, I've seen a huge growth at the strategic level of collegiate esports and collegiate CS:GO, and like, seeing UCF, like, it surprised the hell out of me. I don't definitely remember them from last year, maybe because we didn't cover too many games, but seeing them play against Ryerson and like doing their work, denying that individual skill player next there. You get shut down, right? UCF was a standing force, and
Yep.
other schools like Robert Morris, UBC, Kenny Brook, they're all gonna have to pay attention to these things. And it's like, I think it is the top 10, actually the top 16, let's say right now. It's a mix. You see discipline and you see savagery as well. And I don't mean it in like in an offensive way. I mean like these guys like got pure aim. They don't give a damn what you're doing, what you're holding. They just run out and aim and headshot you. That's what it's like actually playing against a pro player. Just getting instant headshot when it's like it's annoying. And it's like one of those mental things to get around, because aim does not exactly matter when you have the team chemistry. Yeah, if you're the first guy to swing out and die, but you got him off the angle, and then the following teammate gets that trade, that's the chemistry that you need, right? And then, these are a lot of things we're going to look out the playoffs. But with that being said, like CSL, the level of skill that we're seeing is growing. But CSL as a whole has been growing, guys. And I'm going to go back to this as well. To the teams or players that are watching right now, like Division 2 is completely free currently, and it will be for time to come on. Maybe we'll even have a Division 3, but mind you, there's so many schools signed up now. I think I had maybe almost 200 schools for CSGO alone. But across, Collegiate Star League, 900 campuses has registered, guys, and the growth is immense. And obviously, that will not be possible without our sponsor, Twitch, and they have given us the platform to grow and give us the ability to show opportunity to all these youngins and guys in post-secondary, creating their careers, but also finding glory in Counter-Strike alone. And I know, Zach, you're coming up on that too.
Yeah.
And that's going to happen next year as well. And me, I feel old. Mind you, I feel people would be like,
I feel old too, dude. Like, I'm scrimming with the team tonight.
Like, the thing is, like watching
true
all this,
freshman, like
as a commentator, for me, I only do it for the passion, but sticking to collegiate, it's definitely nice to see these guys. These kids, like I said, I'm gonna go back to it again. These kids got exams, they've got their careers they need to work on. They got to keep that GPA up. You can't be on academic probation and play. These guys all need to perform throughout their lives, and then also apply that to CS:GO. So it's not an easy task. Yeah, pro players will have all this time to play. Maybe they're not even in school, right? These guys get salaries, but all these schools are duking it out. And playoffs, like, I am so excited, Zach.
I'm really happy to see where it's going to go and where it could take us, because there's so much potential for some of these teams, and there's so much potential for some of these games to be like really, really great shows.
Yep, indeed. So, guys, we're going to sign off. My name is True Lie, followed by your boy, Zach McGinnis, and of course, our producer, Cheesehead Logic, Mr. Dan. And of course, I'm just going to give you guys a schedule once again. This is very important. Don't miss out the action. Starting back on March 12th. Mondays and Wednesdays, 4 p.m. PT, 7 p.m. PT. Best of 3, guys. So we'll see you guys in 2 weeks with the playoffs starting. Hit us up on Twitter. Tell us who's going to make it to the top 4 grand final. With that being said, we'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
Kansas that were very pleasant today. However, we are looking for a new front to begin to drift south and eastward. The central and eastern parts of Kansas will very probably be cloudy in the morning, and then western Kansas will begin to get increased.